If you've been feeling disconnected, stuck in a season where nothing feels clear, but everything feels heavy, you're not alone. And no, you're not broken either. You're actually just becoming. This video isn't about giving you another 5-step plan to find your purpose. It's about having a real conversation about what it actually looks like to come home to yourself, especially when you don't even recognize who that is anymore. This video is for the version of you who's been performing, shrinking, overthinking, trying to be who you're supposed to be instead of who you truly are. Now, 2 things before we get started. 1, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video. And 2, if you hear New York City in the background, I'm sorry. I can't do nothing about Mr. Softy. I can't do nothing about the kids playing outside. It's getting hot. It's up. If you ignore it, I'll ignore it. Okay? All right. So now that I got that out the way, I want to talk about what my life was like before I discovered my purpose. There was a time in my life where I felt like I was doing everything that I was supposed to do. I was checking all the boxes, saying yes when I wanted to say no, and chasing things that didn't actually feel good to me, like jobs and relationships. I was not choosing my life. I was only reacting to it. It showed up in a way that I over-explained, the way I avoided conflict, but underneath all of that, I really had no idea what I wanted. I didn't know what my yes or my no sounded like, and I damn sure didn't know who I was outside of what other people needed me to be. And this isn't something that I recognized immediately, where a light bulb went over my head and I just figured it out. No, over a course of time, things began to shift. There wasn't one big turning point for me. It was the small things, questioning myself, reflecting on my life, and in moments when I finally got quiet enough to listen to myself. I stopped asking, what am I supposed to be doing? And I started asking, what have I been pretending to not know? What keeps calling me even if it doesn't make sense? And who was I before I learned to shrink myself? That's what eventually led me to create what I now call the Becoming Blueprint. Not a formula, but a way to reconnect with all of the parts of myself that I had abandoned. It helped me stop performing and start living in alignment with my truth, my voice, and my purpose. I'm not going to break it all down here because I actually created a full series to walk you through it, but just know it starts with honesty. Looking at the roles you played in childhood, noticing the things that light you up, even if you've ignored them, reclaiming the gifts you thought didn't matter. Like I mentioned before, I have created a full series to walk you through it, but I do want to let you know a little bit more. It has 8 key components, starting with number 1, origin codes. This is where I reflected on the roles and beliefs I picked up as a child to feel safe. The second key component is magnetic pulls. This is where I reflected on everything that lit me up, even when it didn't make sense. The third key component is zone of ease, where I reflected on all the things I do naturally without even thinking. The fourth key component, core frequency, where I looked at the energy I carry when I'm fully myself, when I'm not performing and not chasing. The fifth key component is defining moments, where I reflected on the breakthroughs, the breakdowns, and turning points that shaped me. The sixth key component, which is divine breadcrumbs, where I reflected on the things that just could not be coincidences, that were more like synchronicities, if anything. The nudges, the signs I just couldn't ignore. The seventh key component, story shifts, which is all about unlearning lies I believed to survive and really rewriting old stories to fit my true self. And lastly, the eighth key component is purpose threads, where I put it all together. The themes that kept showing up across my passions, my struggles, and my gifts. Every key component is a part of the bigger picture of paying attention to your story, because your purpose isn't something that's outside of you. It's already been showing up in your patterns, your passions, and your pain. That's what this is about, your becoming era. After spending so much time being intentional about my life and my purpose, I can honestly say that I trust myself in a way that I never did before. No, I don't have all the answers, and quite honestly, I don't want to, because that's not what life is about. But I can say yes without guilt, and I can say no without over-explaining. I can finally hear my own voice clearly because I stopped chasing who I was supposed to be and started remembering who I've always been. And that's what I want for you too. If something in this video resonated with you, I created a few things just for the season that you're in. First, I'm doing a 10-day series to walk you through the blueprint. It's called 10 Days of Becoming, and just think of it as short, soulful truths to help you reconnect to who you are. I also created a guide that walks you through the blueprint so you can start reflecting, journaling, and finding clarity at your own pace if that's what you prefer. And if you're ready to go deeper, I'm opening up a few slots of one-on-one purpose coaching starting in June. Everything that I just mentioned will be linked down below. The 10-day series will be available on YouTube as well as TikTok. You do not have to keep figuring this out alone. I wish this information was out there when I was stuck and lost and feeling like I had no idea what I was doing with my life. And I wish there was someone that told me that I didn't have to fix myself, that I just needed a space to be honest and start becoming who I've always been. And that's what I'm offering. You're not lost. You're just in between versions of yourself. And I hope you keep choosing the one that feels more like home, more authentic. Make sure you check out the description for everything that I mentioned. Subscribe so you never miss a video, and follow me on my other social media platforms to keep up with the short series. If you have any questions, comment them down below, and I'll see you in the next video.